Hey, good evening, friends. Jai Shri Ram, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Welcome back to my Vedic Astrology channel, Astro Satyajit on YouTube. And today we are going to talk about a topic very important in Vedic Astrology. This is about the debilitated planets in our horoscope. And, maybe people fear or astrologers will show you or might talk about a lot of, I would say, things which are not great to hear is when they discuss about debilitated planets in your horoscope. And yes, debilitated planets are somewhere perturbed, to an extent depleted in strength, you might call, or rather, I should not say strength, I will say they are perturbed, they're irritated, they're in an uncomfortable state for sure. Because whichever Rashi or whichever zodiac, a particular planet gets debilitated, we may call it as fallen. So, usually we use the term as Neech ka ho jana, or it's a Neech graha. So it's not like a completely planet which will do acts, you know, uh, below dignity kind of acts. No. This planet, which is debilitated in your chart, is perturbed and is sitting really uncomfortable in that environment, in that particular zodiac sign, or in that particular Rashi. And let me tell you one thing. Please consider yourself as one of those uh, few chosen ones, as one of those lucky ones, if you get to see or if you see debilitated planets in your horoscope. Now, this is something which might uh, sounds strange to you, that people are talking about Raj Yogas, people are talking about, planets in Swarashi, people are talking about planets in Rashis of exaltation. And why is, Satyajit today talking about debilitated planets, and that too referring it as one of a blessing in this Janma? It is surely a blessing. Just imagine, the whichever the famous horoscope as per the birth timings available on the public domain for Shah Rukh Khan, who just had his birthday, a couple of days back. And why just limit to Shah Rukh Khan? Today we are doing this interaction on the 5th of November, and today is the great cricketing legend Virat Kohli. It's Virat's birthday today. Why I'm referring to Shah Rukh Khan and Virat Kohli while we are discussing debilitated planets? Any relation? So let me tell you. We all understand that typically between, the 15th, 16th of October to the 15th, 16th of November, Sun transits in Libra. And this is all as per sidereal zodiac. Okay, so we are talking Vedic astrology, we are talking Jyotisha. So as per sidereal zodiac, Sun typically will be transiting in Libra between the 15th October till the 15th of November. So all people who are born, between these dates, within this month, they will all have the universal soul significator, Sun, as debilitated in their horoscope. The fame karka, you know, when we talk about fame, high position, this is one planet which we can't just avoid, which is Sun. Yes, Sun is fame karka. And just imagine all people born mid-October to mid-November, they are born with the sun being debilitated in their respective horoscope. So what gives them that exceptional rise? There can be many more examples. Why I am saying a debilitated planets or any debilitated planet in your horoscope is a blessing. Let me explain you. The debilitated planet, you have to look, there may be planets who are debilitated, and they are debilitated just by being in a particular Rashi. Okay. Depending on the ascendant of each and every individual, that debilitated planet, that debilitated planet will be placed in a particular house. And just imagine a debilitated planet placed in a particular house as per the ascendant of that individual's chart might end up in a house where it receives maximum amount of directional strength or digbala. This is something like sun being debilitated in the 10th house in Libra, possible for all Capricorn ascendant individuals, and sun has the 100% directional strength. It is Digbali in the 10th house. The same goes for Mars. Mars may turn debilitated or will be debilitated in Cancer. So all Libra ascendant people who will have Mars in their 10th house might have a very strong Mars, but yes, on the face of it, it is debilitated by the virtue of being in Cancer. Okay? You might have a Jupiter debilitated in your Lagna, in your ascendant. So if you're a Capricorn ascendant, Jupiter is debilitated. But it's a Digbali Jupiter. It's a blessing any which ways by Jupiter being in the Lagna. And we all understand Jupiter gets directional strength, Digbal in the east. So Jupiter is Digbali. It's 100% having that directional strength or the Digbala in the Lagna, in the ascendant. Same goes for Mercury. You are a Pisces ascendant and you might have a Mercury in your Lagna. Now, it's a debilitated Mercury, but it is getting, again, 100% directional strength because Mercury is Digbali in the Lagna. So while I can go on for all those planets, and we all understand that which planet turns debilitated in which Rashi. However, today, please would request all my viewers and subscribers to be with me, because the title might just sound as, a title where you have heard a lot of astrologers talking on this subject, which is Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga. This is a grade one yoga as far as, Than Yoga is concerned, or maybe Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga is a grade one Raj Yoga itself, which can give you immense name, immense power, immense fame. And yes, money definitely comes along. Now, when I'm talking Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga, you need to understand, if there are debilitated planets, we will have to look at two different, couple of things with respect to this debilitated planet. Which are the house lordships this particular planet owns in your horoscope? So again, if we are talking about sun's debilitation, it will only own one house because sun having lordship of just Leo. So wherever Leo falls in your respective horoscope, that particular house lordship will be owned by sun. The same goes for a debilitated moon, because moon again has only lordship of Cancer. So as per the ascendant, moon has lordship of that particular house where Cancer is positioned, right? However, other than moon and sun, if I talk about the other 5 planets, they will all own 2 houses each in your respective horoscope. Now, this debilitated planet is having lordship of those two houses. First of all, you check which are those two houses, okay? Are they those significant houses which talks about or which are related to huge amount of fame or maybe huge amount of money? So are they the dhansthanas? Is this planet which is debilitated? Is it lording your lagna? Is it your ascendant lord? Is it the lord of your second house? Is it the lord of your seventh house? Is it the lord of your 10th house? Is it the lord of your 11th house? Now, you might have just thought that, okay, this debilitated planet might have lordships of any of these houses. So why did I only talk about the first, the second, the seventh, the 10th, and the 11th? Will the debilitated planet not hold those great potential of huge money, huge name and fame if they don't have lordships of these particular houses that I just, told you? See, these houses become very key for somebody to achieve huge amount of name, fame, and money in this Kali Yuga. See, if the ascendant lord is debilitated, you know, maybe the astrologers who have not researched about Neech Bhanga Raj yoga, they might just say that if your ascendant lord is in a fallen state, is in a Neech avastha, is in a Neech Rashi, is in the Rashi of debilitation, then more or less the whole life is full of struggles. Okay. And if that debilitated planet, which has the lordship of your ascendant, if that happens to reach to one of those difficult houses, like the third house, the sixth house, the eighth house, the 12th house, then it's, you know, something which uh, people will maybe frighten you that your entire life has gone for a toss. And this is just struggles and struggles and struggles that you will go through. And and you have those aspirations, or your inner self has been telling you from maybe early childhood days while you are in school that you are here to make it big. You are here to make it big. Okay. And astrologers are looking at your chart and they are referring to your, ascendant lord being debilitated and sitting in maybe the third house, which is the house of Parakram. But this is also the house of efforts, the house of struggles. This is eighth from the eighth. Understand Bhavat Bhavam. If the eighth house denotes all, struggles and those unpleasant things or those sudden events that get triggered, third house also has its share of those unpleasant events getting triggered, because Bhavat Bhavam concept, you may watch my Bhavat Bhavam video in my playlist, in my channel, and you'll understand that the third house is eighth from the eighth. Somewhere the foundation of the eighth house is to be seen from the third house. So it is a placement of a lot of efforts to be made by the Jatak or by the individual if they happen to have their ascendant lord in the third house. And yes, initially there'll be more struggles if you happen to have that ascendant lord in your third house also placed in the sign of its debilitation. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Okay, I see one message. Yes, I did mention now, while we continue with this topic, and this is really important. Yes, I did make an announcement that I may be okay to take up these paid questions during my live interactive sessions on YouTube. And I did mention it's a 510 rupees fee per question, wherein, I will answer that particular question, and it may be a 10-12 minute kind of a time that we will definitely devote, and I will try and do justice, complete justice to that particular question. We will not go beyond one question per person, because then the whole session gets to become, a one-on-one consultation, and that's not my objective. I separately do these one-on-one consultations. I also teach Jyotisha. I would love you people to even join my Jyotisha batch. It's, however, okay. Now, if you want me, I can see gamers, okay. Gamers SYT536. So if you want me to answer your question, my UPI ID, or rather the phone number to which you may make the payment, is 8471077155. Let me put it on the chat for all of you. 8471077155. Okay. This is the number to which you may use any of your UPI apps, and you can, make a payment of 510 rupees. And please, I would request no one to make a rupee less or a rupee more. And please, I will only be able to take just one question per participant in my entire interaction. Okay. So that means, again, I'm not expecting a person to pay for 3 or 4 questions and I just continue answering them in this live interaction. Yes, if you genuinely have a pressing issue, if you genuinely have a question, if you really think that I'll be able to guide you and help you with that particular aspect of life, yes, you may. And once you paid, and then you may share your birth details. And what I will do is I will pull in your birth chart. And not only will I answer that particular question that you might have regarding your horoscope, if at all you also have any planet sitting in a Rashi of debilitation, I will pick up that planet and I will try and explain the concept in this live class. Because what happens, friends, we astrologers, we are taking up a topic, and I may pick up any chart. And again, understand, I might have a lot of charts which are of my clients for whom I do, uh, a lot of Vedic consultations, and I can't put their chart. Uh, you may call, 1 second. Uh, just 1 second, friends. Okay, so I have received an amount from Devjit Ghosh. Is that what I see? You know, and so Devjit, yes, I think, Devjit, you may please confirm. Gamers, you may please confirm uh, the entry that I just confirmed. That's from you, right? I just received an amount of 510 rupees from Devjit Ghosh. Okay, great. So let me just share my screen, Devjit, and let me open up your chart. Okay. So friends, I'm opening up Devjit's chart. Okay. And okay, so Devjit, and your birth details is 1st Feb 2006. Okay. Please confirm if I have taken up your correct details. So that's 1st Feb 2006. The time of birth for Devjit is 6 in the morning. Okay. The state is West Bengal and the place of birth is Nalhati. So that's Nalhati. Let me pick it up. Okay. So Devjit, if you can just confirm me, Devjit, I hope you're okay if I record your, or rather save your horoscope with me, because I usually, when I'm just picking up example horoscopes of my viewers, I don't tend to save. But in your case, because I'm doing a paid question service for you, so I just saved your chart. You may please confirm the birth details once on the chat. Devjit Ghosh, date of birth 1st Feb 2006, time of birth 6 in the morning, place of birth Nalhati, West Bengal, India. Great. Now you may please ask me that one question, Devjit, and let me do my best to answer that for you. So Devjit doesn't seem to have any debilitated planet, okay, in his horoscope. So maybe today's topic is something that we will not be able to continue with his chart, but let me definitely answer his question. Okay, so I'm taking it as one question. So your question is, what is better for you? Is business good for you? And you're referring to that, is you joining your father's business is a good thing for you, or you getting onto a job, right? So friends, now all my viewers also, and see, such things, it's not just those paid questions that I'm taking, but genuinely, these are those live charts where you get to appreciate astrology, and this will give you an opportunity to also understand how to approach a particular question, okay, or a particular aspect in Vedic astrology. So now this person has asked me questions related to his profession, okay, his career. I will have to look at, okay, where is the 10th house Lord? We were discussing even yesterday. So let's look at this. So we find the 10th house Lord in the 12th house, being Venus, and it's a retrograde Venus, okay. Venus being in the 12th, not a bad placement, but it talks about the career to have links with, uh, the foreign land or far off places, or maybe multinationals, maybe import and export, any business related to the 12th. It may be related to uh, places of isolation. It may be related to places where uh, people might come for retreat. Okay. Then we quickly jump to the moon. And I'll tell you why, because we'll look at 10th Lord from the moon in the D1. So if the moon is placed in Aquarius, so the 10th house will be, see, this is 7, 8, 9, 10. So now Mars happens to be the 10th house Lord from the moon. Now, Devji, please listen to this very carefully. Normally, your 10th house Lord, which is referred by any astrologer who has given you any kind of astrological guidance or predictions, they will talk about Venus. And yes, Venus is also your Rajyokari Graha because Venus owns not only this Kendra, the most powerful Kendra, the 10th house, but it also simultaneously has lordship of this trine, which is the 5th house. And this Rajyokari Graha Venus definitely is the best buddy to your ascendant Lord Saturn, no doubts about it. And your ascendant Lord Saturn is in the 7th house, house of business, house of public interaction, house of marriage, house of business alliances, house of partnerships. Okay. Now, we can also look at another thing that the second house Lord is in the 7th house and the 7th house Lord is in the second. See, there's a exchange between the 7th house Lord and the second house Lord. The 7th house Lord Moon is in the second house in the Rashi, Mool Trikon Rashi of Saturn. You with me, right? And the second Lord Saturn, yes, I am doing it's 510 rupees per question, Apurva. But let me finish this question first. Now, that means there is a direct connection between the second and the seventh. Now, seventh is business. Seventh is business. Any which ways this house of business is activated. Why it is activated? Because the ascendant Lord Saturn himself is sitting in the seventh house. It's a very strong Saturn. It's a Digbali Saturn. Saturn receives directional strength in the seventh house. Okay. Saturn gets Digbali. And see, the person for whom we are doing the chart reading, he's anyways running his Saturn Mahadasha. So Devjit is running his Saturn Mahadasha, which started in April 2019, and currently he's under Saturn Ketu, which is on till the 26th of Jan 2026. And during his Saturn Venus, there is something significant ought to happen because it is the Dasha of the Lagnesh, okay, the Dasha of the ascendant Lord Saturn, and the Antardasha of Venus, which is anyways owning up the 10th house, the house of Karya, respect, honor, the house of creativity, talents, and yes, they share the best relationship in Vedic astrology. I've always referred to them as the best buddies. Saturn, Venus, the best buddies. So something good, something significant, any which ways next year onwards is on. Okay, from Jan 2026 onwards. However, right now, let me explain you and let me answer your question. And the answer is crystal clear. And I want all of you, the live audience, my live people, viewers, and my subscribers people who will even watch this video later on, establish this. First of all, the 10th Lord from the normal Kundli is Venus. You looked at Venus, it is in the 12th. So you understand the Karak Tattvas of the 12th. The phone number is given on the chat, Apurva. It's 84710 and you may make a transfer using any UPI app to that same number. But let me first finish the question for Devjit. Okay. I'm putting my number again just for everyone's convenience. So that's 84710 77155. Right. The moment I counted 10 places, 7, 8, 9, 10, I reached Scorpio. So, Devjit, for you, Mars becomes the deciding factor what business you will get into. Now, understand this. Mars is making Ruchak Mahapurush Raj Yoga, one of those Panch Mahapurush Raj Yogas. It is very strongly placed in its own Rashi in the fourth house. So your career is related with the fourth house. Fourth house talks about what? Real estate, vehicles, doing something related to the house or operating from the house. So it can be a home office. That business is run from the house itself, or it is a business of the fourth house. So what are the Karak Tattvas? It's real estate, I said. It is vehicles. It may be interiors. So anything related to the real estate. And why it shows family business and not a job? Because your Kutumb Sthan, the family Sthan, which is your second house, there's a clear connect between the house of business and the house of, that is the house that represents family. Understand this. Second house Lord, strongly placed in the seventh house, Digbali. And the seventh house Lord is making a clear-cut exchange. Now, people might say that your seventh house Lord Moon has moved 8 places away. Yes, initial struggle. It is a transformation kind of a placement. But just counting how many places it has moved, it's a Rashi Parivartan. It's a house exchange. Both the seventh Lord and the second Lord are becoming very strong by the virtue of they both exchanging the Rashis. So, Devjit, I hope you got my question that you entering into a family business, okay, and that business being related to the fourth house is your, that's what it is there. And this is your karma for this Janma. Devjit, I hope I have done justice. Please confirm if I've been able to answer. When you say my father has a crusher business, so crusher, he crushes what, Devjit? If you can just explain a bit. No, that's fine. But when you say my father is into crusher business, I just want to understand it uh, more in detail. What do you mean by, okay? And that's used to build houses at the end of the day. That's used to build structures. Absolutely. So we were talking about the fourth house, the house of real estate. I talked about houses, I talked about automobiles and vehicles, but yes, that's building material. Again, that building material is nothing but to construct houses or to construct buildings or to construct structures. So yes, Devjit, the best thing for you is you may continue with your studies and whatever you're doing. We are talking to somebody who is what, 19 years of age, or maybe you'll be turning 20 next year. So do your education. Education is prime. Activate your fifth house. That's your Rajyokari Graha Venus. And any which way, Saturn Venus will also, give you those academic eclots, because beautiful combination coming at the right age. But yes, finally, you will be settling with your family business, and that family business will be of the fourth house. And see, I told you before even you confirmed what is your family business or what business your father is into. This is the beauty of Vedic astrology. So we don't do a 2 plus 2 here. We exactly, if we are good astrologers, students of astrology, we will be able to guide ourselves and even, our kith and kin and this is genuine science. Apurva, so Devjit, I hope I have been able to answer your question. I'll just not required, Devjit, and I'll end it here because it was just one question. But yes, it was not required. The Jupiter gemstone is not required. Don't wear a Jupiter stone. No. You are a Capricorn ascendant individual. Nowhere you need to give any additional power to Jupiter. Don't do that. Don't do that. Apurva, can you confirm if you've made the payment? Because I did happen to see a message coming across. Maybe it's you who has paid it. Apurva, can you please confirm? Have you made the payment already? And thank you so much, Devjit. God bless you. Okay, so let me now put in details for Apurva. Okay. One sec. It's Apurva Daga. Okay. Perfect, 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 perfect. Uh, so Apurva, your date of birth is 3rd December 1999. So it's 3rd December 1999. And the time of birth is, sorry, 9 a.m. Okay. Thanks to you, Devjit. God bless you. Welcome. Okay. Kolkata, West Bengal. Okay. So state is West Bengal and the place of birth is Kolkata. So that's Apurva Daga, 3rd December 1999, 9 a.m., 9 in the morning, and the place of birth is Kolkata, West Bengal. Okay. Apurva, I hope you're okay if I save your chart for my records because, again, as I said, when I'm doing a paid service, I just thought of, recording it for my reference. And it will be easier if you anytime go in for a full-fledged reading from me, or maybe I get to see you in my astrology batch. And I would be very happy if, my viewers, my subscribers, anyone among you, if you want to learn Jyotisha, Vedic astrology, I'm about to start my new batch soon. And I would request you people to reach out to me on my, WhatsApp number. It's available uh, on my, descriptions of all videos or all interactions. And that's 9971077155. My UPI number is different. It's just the first two digits are different. And and I do 6 classes every month. Those are those 2.5 hour classes each. The defined time is 2 hours each. So 6 classes every month of 2 hours. And both weekday as well as weekend options are available. I will be able to accommodate because I'm adding up new batches. Okay. And it is 6,000 per month as a fee to join my Vedic astrology course, 6,000 rupees per month. And it's a graduate program for 2 years, and basic knowledge of astrology, at least to the extent of understanding your chart and your family's chart, you'll be able to graduate out or reach that stage within the first 5 6 months. And if you really want to go deeper into this ocean, then the journey goes on for at least 2 years. So basically, it's a 6,000 rupee per month kind of an engagement. And anytime if you discontinue, you don't pay for the remaining month. So it's an advance payment basis. Every month you pay 6,000 rupees and you continue with the program. And it's, as I said, minimum 6 classes every month. So basically, it's like it works out to be 1,000 rupee per class, where you get to interact for at least 2.5 hours, where I not only teach, but it's a live interaction over Zoom recordings, Zoom recorded interactions. So please do let me know if any one of you is interested to join my batch. And I'm really sorry, Apurva, kept you waiting for long. Let me come to your chart straight away. So Apurva has also made a payment of 510 rupees for this paid live question option. Okay. So we first of all, uh, discussed Devjit's chart. So Devjit was the first one to initiate that. Now Apurva has made that payment. So this is what you can see on your screens, friends, is Apurva's chart. 3rd December 1999, 9 in the morning, Kolkata, West Bengal. And Apurva's question to me is, uh, okay, want to go for masters abroad even after getting great score last year, which is a 99 percentile plus in CAT, MB, okay, couldn't get in. Couldn't get in. Trying abroad now, 2026 possibility. So, Apurva, your question is, will you be able to go abroad to do your masters? Is your question. Have I articulated the question correctly? That's what exactly you want me to answer? Apurva, can you just confirm me if that's your question? That will you be able to go abroad? Yes, great. So, Apurva, you are running your Jupiter Mahadasha, okay? And that started. No worries, Apurva. And I would request that to be fair with all, I would limit to answering this one particular question, definitely in detail. I'll not leave anything which is with relationship to this question. And I'm sure when things work out by God's grace, let's understand how they look like. And then I would love to do a full-fledged consultation for you, and you may reach out to me. And yes, it's a paid consultation, but I would love to guide you with all aspects of life. And why just the material world? We will also cover your entire life and soul path journey. So right now, back to your question. As I said, Jupiter Mahadasha going on. The overall Mahadasha is a favorable Mahadasha, no doubts, because the Dasha of the ascendant Lord is going on. Jupiter is the ascendant Lord of Apurva. And just imagine Jupiter is placed in the fifth house. Please look at this. Jupiter owns the first house and Jupiter is placed in the fifth house. And fifth house is what? Fifth house is higher education. I've always said second house is to be looked for education, fourth house, fifth house, and ninth house. So once we are talking about masters, yes, fifth house, graduation, masters, again, post graduation and beyond. So these two planets will definitely, have a role. Higher education, higher studies, masters is ninth, but graduation or post graduation also somewhere we'll have to look at the fifth. Now, Apurva asking a question related to his academics, why it is so significant, why this is, there can be different, there can be numerous questions one has. But the first question that Apurva chose to ask when he made that 510 rupee payment to avail this paid service, okay? The money is not important. I'm saying the question. Just imagine. Why? Because right now, the individual is only concerned about the affairs of the fifth house. Fifth house talks about academics, our higher education. It is our creative talents. Yes, this is house of speculation. This is house of love. This is house of progeny. This is house of speculative gains, all that. But right now, just imagine 1999, another month, we are talking to somebody who's going to complete 26 years of age. And the Jatak, the individual asking me a question with relationships to this fifth house. Hey, hi. Hi, Girija. So did I miss out anyone else? I can see Girija here. Uh, I'm not sure who else. Okay. Now, this person, Apurva, is asking things related to the fifth house, things related to the ninth house, long distance travel, higher education. This is anyways your intelligence and education. Jupiter, Jupiter's sun. Now see, this is the beauty. This is God's grace. Okay. This person has started in his Jupiter Mahadasha from 25th August 2024. Jupiter has activated the fifth house. Okay. But which one is Megha's ID? I missed it. I'm really sorry. Great. Now, okay. And there's a very strong connection the Lagna Lord is making with the fifth house, with the ninth house, as well as the first house. Why? The ascendant Lord Jupiter being placed in the fifth, with the fifth aspect, is aspecting the ninth house. Through its ninth aspect, it is aspecting back the ascendant and is himself placed in the fifth. So Jupiter is activating fifth, ninth, and first. The individual, academics, long distance travel, higher education. The person has started Jupiter Mahadasha only. So definitely this is the karma that is showing up. Okay, this is the karma that is anyway showing up. And if I consider the time of birth being accurate. I'm not going to get into those details, but just see. So beautifully, the Navamsha has come up, which is again showing Sagittarius rising. And even if I had to do a Lagna Tulya Navamsh, I would have made Sagittarius as the Lagna to see the promise in the Navamsha or to wet what I can see in the Lagna Kundli. I can see a beautiful Vargottam Jupiter. And that Jupiter is even exalted in the Shashtiyamsha. Okay. I'm not taking away anything. Vargottam Venus. Okay. Vargottam Venus. Exalted Venus in the Shashtiyamsha. This is kind of a blessed chart. An exalted Rahu in the Shashtiyamsha or an exalted Ketu in the Shashtiyamsha? Mars in its own Rashi. Mars in its own Rashi in the fifth house. Mars exalted in the D1 chart. Apurva, you are blessed. Okay. But coming back to this question, I'll not digress. In the, I would say, Jupiter Mahadasha, okay, the current Mahadasha that you're running, and the Jupiter Antardasha will run till 13th October 2026. Anything that you want to do with respect to higher education of, in a abroad kind of a setup where you said you want to go abroad and you want to do your masters. So long distance travel anyways is getting triggered from 20th Jan 2026. Why? Because the ninth house is also going to get activated because of the Pratyantar Dasha that Sun will trigger. Jupiter Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha, and Sun's Pratyantar Dasha. Okay. And we are talking about the fifth house, Lord Mars, in the second house, exalted. By anyways, that higher education or that masters that you are trying to, will that MBA of yours or that master of yours, Apurva, will be related to the second house? Will it be major, will be finance? If you can confirm me that, Apurva. Apurva, I believe you're still with me. For sure you would be. So is that, will the major, will that MBA that you wish to go for, will that involve finance? Fantastic. Now this pans out exactly the way it looks like, okay? The fifth house lord exalted in the second house, okay? Second house is related to finance, fifth house is education. For higher education, you will travel overseas. And see, the sun is also Vargottama. You have a lot of planets which are Vargottama, okay? No doubts about it. And planets which are Vargottam in the Navamsha, they are also sitting with in great dignity in the Shashtiyamsha. The sun is again in its own Rashi. It's Vargottama in the D9 and it's in its own Rashi in the Shashtiyamsha. So yes, you will be traveling abroad or you will be taking up your higher education abroad, okay, at a place which is very far from your place of birth. And when you're attempting for those abroad, universities or universities out of India, yes, you will get to join them and you will pursue your master's, your MBA with finance, and you will do wonderful for yourself. That's the least I could have said if I have to talk about your academics. Yeah, so that's our karma, Apurva. And see, when you have such strong charts, when I say strong charts, I'm not trying to answer anything additionally for Apurva, but for everyone who are watching this video or who will watch this video, please understand, how do you see the inherent strength of your planets? Yes, the Shadbala is anyways great for Apurva. All planets are at least scoring 1 or above. So it's greater than equal to 1. No, okay, Saturn tends to lose out a few points. We needn't, we don't have to strengthen Saturn any which ways. And it's debilitated And we'll also see if it is getting Neech Bhanga, but that's not the question right now. But just see, Jupiter is Vargottam. Jupiter is in Mesh Rashi in the D1 chart. Jupiter continues to be in Mesh Rashi in the Navamsha. And Jupiter gets exalted in the Shashti Amsha. Fantastic thing. Similarly, Venus in Libra in D1, it continues to be in Libra in D9. So again, it's Vargottam. And that gets exalted in the Shashti Amsha. Okay. We look at, maybe I said, Sun. Sun is in Scorpio in the Lagna Kundali. Sun again is Vargottam in the Navamsha, and Sun goes into its own Rashi in the Shashti Amsha. Mars is exalted here. Mars comes to its own Rashi again. It's not Vargottam. And Mars again continues to be in its own Rashi. So these are also any gemstone. Mom wants me to wear yellow sapphire. No worries, you may wear a yellow sapphire. That's absolutely fine. Jupiter is Vargottam. Jupiter has a lot of strength, but if it's your mother's wish, so take that yellow sapphire as a blessing coming in from the mother. No worries. Though if you would have asked me, the gemstone is not required, but definitely that gemstone is not going to harm you. And that gemstone is good. You are under the Mahadasha of Jupiter. Jupiter is absolutely sitting in uh, all good dignities. Okay. The Vimshopaka Bala of Jupiter is also good. So you see, so Vimshopaka Bala, the Shad Bala, if I just leave Saturn apart, this chart is talking about, and see, Jupiter is in, just imagine, Shashti Amsha DT is Kubera. Okay. This Jupiter Mahadasha will give you all kind of treasures and all kind of wealth that you will not only earn, but you'll be able to enjoy and cherish. So God bless you, Apurva. I hope I have been able to answer your question. Please confirm me so that I can continue with our regular discussion that I was referring about Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga. Apurva, I hope I have been able to answer your question. If you may please confirm. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, Apurva. Now, I was talking about the Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga. So when you find a planet which is debilitated, why it is important? Why it is important? Please look at which particular house that planet owns, and please check for Neech Bhanga. Okay. So that means if there is a Neech Bhanga happening in your horoscope because of that debilitated planets, debilitation getting cancelled, please understand there's a bigger plan. There is a better plan Almighty has for you in this Janma. And you'll have to look at not only the lordships of that particular, planet, you will also have to look at if that planet which is debilitated, once that debilitation is getting cancelled, what all is getting opened up. See, at times you will find that something is restricted, something is very limited in this Janma, maybe for an individual. And even if that opens up, it's not making a huge difference. Please understand this. See, we were, I will not uh, say that we will again pull up that chart. I could have shown you any chart and I will, but just to give you an example, I will open up the chart that we referred yesterday for understanding career. That was a chart of Bill Gates. Okay. So let me share my screen and I'm trying to show you the chart of Bill Gates here. We saw there was one planet, Sun, being debilitated in Bill Gates' horoscope. Okay. Now, Bill Gates is born on the 28th of October, 1955. And we just said that typically, as per sidereal zodiac, if you're born between 15th October to the 15th of November, you will have your sun in Libra, and that will be in the Rashi of debilitation. Now, and I said that it is great if that's your Lord of the first house, Lord of the second house, Lord of the seventh, maybe 10th, 11th. That's exactly I told you during our interaction. But you would find in the case of Bill Gates, it is not having lordships of those houses that I named. And it has lordship of the third house, the house of struggles, the house of efforts. Yes, it is the Vikram Bhava, or it is the Parakram Sthan. So it shows the kind of efforts you can make. It shows the kind of risk appetite you have, the kind of courage you will have in this Janma. But third house is not those, again, I said the house of struggles, eighth from the eighth. So third house is Bhavat Bhavam concept. Again, the eighth from the eighth house is the third. So why we will think that if the debilitation of sun is cancelled, or that limitation that is there on the third house lord will do wonders if that limitation is opened up, or if somewhere the Neech Bhanga is happening. Now, here's the key. Any kind of planet which is debilitated, if it is getting cancelled, if there's a Neech Bhanga, you have to look at what is the Karak Tattva. Is there something very important that planet holds? Is the planet which is debilitated in your horoscope, is it 10th from your moon? So is that the planet which defines your career success? Or is that the planet which actually is, you know, the showstopper in you making it bigger in your career? And the moment that debilitated planet's debilitation is cancelled, or whenever the cancellation is triggered due to transit or the dasha antardasha, that is when you make it big in your career. So you'll have to look at those aspects. Now, why sun becomes so relevant in the case of Bill Gates? For Bill Gates, because the 10th lord is Jupiter, and the 10th lord from the moon is also Jupiter, and Jupiter is depleted in strength. It is in Marana Karana Sthan, Marana Karana Avastha in the third house. And I also said it is in the state of being frozen. It is Thambana Jupiter. It is Thambana Jupiter. Jupiter in Leo is like a frozen Jupiter. You know, typically, if you ask me, there should be no marriages while Jupiter transits Leo. Not a good time. Don't start something new, something where you may avoid starting something new when Jupiter transits Leo. You should avoid adding individuals to your family. So hence I use that word of getting married. We'll discuss the Stambhana concept maybe sometime later. Okay, but I'm trying to say this Jupiter is weak. The key to Jupiter was if the dispositor of Jupiter was strong. To add further, to make it even more worse, Almighty made the dispositor of this weak Jupiter also debilitated in the horoscope. The dispositor of Jupiter, which is Sun, is debilitated in the horoscope. Now, the same Almighty has blessed this debilitated Sun, and the debilitation being cancelled by two most strongest ways possible, which is the Rashi Lord Venus being conjunct or sitting in that same house where Sun is getting debilitated, and the planet which gets exalted in Libra in that same Rashi is also sitting with Sun. So this is telling us that this Neech planet, this planet in debilitation, is definitely, the debilitation is getting Bhanga. It's a definite Neech Bhanga. It's a very high degree Neech Bhanga. Now, this high degree Neech Bhanga, why it is giving Raj Yoga? Okay. And this is not even a Kendra Sthan. Maybe the Asian texts or certain scholars might like to see a Neej Bhanga happening in the Kendra or the cardinal houses, the first house, the fourth house, the seventh house, or the 10th house, and then it qualifies to be a Neej Bhanga Raj Yoga. I would love to see a Neech planet in the 10th house getting, getting cancelled, the Neechta getting, the debilitation getting cancelled or getting Bhanga. Why? Because 10th house is one of the most powerful Kendra sthans. However, it's not just because it's a trinal house, it's a trine. See, I would say the degree to which that Neech Bhanga might manifest a Raj Yoga is how much is that planet limited? How much is it like, see, we have chained that planet and somebody can, cut those chains and those chains may vanish. Now, the person who is having that competency himself is sitting in a state of debility, perturbed, in a fallen state. But when that planet's power will be again restored, when the Neej Bhanga will happen, why that Neej Bhanga is becoming a Neej Bhanga Raj Yoga for Bill Gates? Because this planet's debility, the sun's debility being cancelled in this horoscope, is giving immense power to this planet Jupiter, because Sun happens to be the dispositor of Jupiter. Why Jupiter getting strength is doing wonders? Because Jupiter is having lordship of the 10th house, career, status, honor, 7th house, business. And Jupiter is not just the 10th house lord and the 7th house lord of the Lagna Kundli, because the 7th house is 10th from the 10th, Bhavat Bhavam. But Jupiter is also the 10th lord from the moon. And Jupiter in the third house, in a Marana Karana Avastha, in not a comfortable Rashi, in the state of Stambhana, Stambh state, in a frozen state, when the dispositor who can do wonders for this Jupiter, that is Sun, when that Sun's debilitation is getting cancelled, the wonders are happening. This is why I said in the beginning that planets or debilitated planets is maybe a blessing, where something bigger, better is genuinely there in store. And after a lot of initial struggles and numerous failures, then something really big and huge is planned. You just have to withstand and, ensure that you display those qualities of patience, perseverance, and immense faith in Almighty and this entire universe. So we will park this discussion today, friends. And yes, today we started something new. And for the first time in a live interaction on YouTube, maybe I took up those live questions, and I hope I have done justice with both my viewers for whom I, took those questions. I am okay to continue the service till the time, as I said, that it is just one question per user. And if I really see that, there's a lot of traction, or if there's a lot of, I would say, positive response I'm getting on that service, I will try and come live maybe twice daily. And I will then keep one session where I try and cover a topic which I tend to teach, I tend to discuss, I tend to share my learnings, and maybe one forum or one session, this live interaction session, maybe I will name it or title it as live consultations only, where it will be open to all my audience, my viewers, my subscribers who might like to avail this one question service in a live YouTube interaction, which is 510 rupees per question. So thank you so much for being with me. And I again humbly would request all my viewers to please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done yet. Please do like my videos. Please do share it with all possible astrology enthusiasts and in all different forums. Try and, basically just give me support to expand this family of Astro Satyajit on YouTube. So thank you so much. God bless you. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Jai Shri Ram, friends.